If he try to open up or some shit with them wide ass hooks that he be throwing or those sneaky uppercuts or try to go to anything, I'ma counter him.
Me gusta eso, sí.
Okay.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Chin Checkers. Y'all already know who it is. Maybe y'all forgot because it's been a while.
Yes.
Mr. Get That Work, Hawk Von Dane. You are you and we are here. And yeah, like I said, it's been a while, but you know, we had to come back for this big fight. Even though it's not the fight we want, it's still a big fight. It's Canelo Alvarez. He is, one of the biggest stars. The second half, the other half to me is Gervonta Davis. So he's still a big star in boxing. And, let's get to it. I thought his performance was typical Canelo performance. I'm going to score a knockdown. I'm going to look dominant, but I'm not going to get you out of there.
I was worried about that too, because the fact that he didn't knock out Ryder, the fact that he didn't knock out Mangia,
or Charlo
for that matter. Jesus Christ, damn man! Like I'm starting to lose all interest in Canelo. But we were on vacation. This was a long vacation.
Yeah,
I was in Mexico and I was speaking to the people over there.
Okay.
And a lot of people didn't fuck with Canelo. Heard, or even over there, a lot of people.
No, yo, we just got back. We just got back. This is not what they want to hear, bro. I'm telling you.
Saying it.
Oh man. I mean, I guess the truth hurts, but I'm pretty sure he got a fan base out there. But yeah, we all wanted to see a certain fight. The reason why is because it would be the biggest fight in boxing right now. And I think that's my biggest gripe with Canelo, that he is one of the biggest stars in boxing, if not the biggest, depending on who you ask. And he's not giving us the biggest fight that could be made. Him and Benavidez is the biggest fight that could be made right now.
Look, after watching what Berlanga did, and I'm happy that a New Yorker got paid.
Sure.
He did not deserve the fight. I hate when I kept hearing Puerto Rican versus Mexican. Yeah, Berlanga's Puerto Rican, but he's a New Yorker. Like that's not the same. It's not the same. They kept bringing that up to try to add some flavor to that fight. That was not the traditional Puerto Rican versus Mexican. That was what they're trying to sell the fans.
Right.
That fight was trash. The fight was trash.
Trash?
It was trash, man. If Canelo didn't really have trouble that fight, but the one thing that was, I guess, working for Berlanga, if we want to say that, was the jab.
Yes.
The jab.
Yes.
That's it. Whatever game plan you think is going to work for you, once you see it doesn't work, what's the next game plan? Could you imagine David Benavidez' jab? I'm under the impression David Benavidez would knock Canelo the fuck out. Knock him out. Beat him. I believe that.
I am with you with that. I am 100% with you with that. I agree. That's why, Benavidez probably is never going to get the fight.
Of course.
Just because he's such a big threat. This is also why Bivol's probably never going to get another rematch with Canelo, because he's a big threat.
Of course.
Anybody that's a big threat, it doesn't seem like Canelo is going to fight them. That seems to be the theme. And I'm not trying to be a Canelo hater, but just look at the track record recently from the last 3 to 4 or 5 years. If you're a big threat, he's staying away.
All right, so let's even do it to a lesser extent. Terrence Crawford would be moving all the way up from damn near 147. I mean, he had one fight at 154, but he's not really a 154 guy.
Sure.
He talked about not wanting to fight Crawford, and it's because the skill level. If he had that much trouble with Berlanga's jab, imagine a more skillful boxer. Just that little hint of a threat, he won't even fight Crawford to a lesser extent. And want to ask you this: if he had fought Crawford that night, what do you think would have happened?
I think it would have been a decision leaning towards Crawford. You know, I think Crawford would have been in there, and I think he would have been very technical, very defensively sound, and I think it would have been a long fight for Canelo. I think he would have got frustrated, and you know, I say that because in the Bivol fight, he got frustrated. In the Mayweather fight, he showed signs, even though he was much younger, he got frustrated. But he was frustrated when he's in there with somebody who's technically sound and who can pick him apart, and his plan of breaking your arms or that quick jab, if that doesn't work, not just a quick jab, but also that quick left hook, if that doesn't work, then you know Canelo is he doesn't really know what to do.
So what did you think about, what do you think that Canelo should do next?
I want him to retire.
Yeah.
I want him to retire, and this is not coming from a place of hate. I just don't understand being the biggest star in boxing, having everything that you want made for you. You can make any fight that you want, and you refuse to make the biggest fight.
Yes.
Just retire.
Now, I don't want to criticize him too much because it's not his fault. But what did you take away from Berlanga's performance and to an extent his corner?
I think in that fight, Berlanga showed us that he has heart and he has some grit. But on the flip side, this is a aging Canelo.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, he's only 34, but he is an aging Canelo. His power does not seem as devastating as it did years ago.
Coming off the surgeries that he's had, yes, he hasn't carried the power after that.
Right. So I think it did help Berlanga's stock because, again, we seen Berlanga in there with much lesser competition get dropped.
Close just in the last round.
Oh, he goes on the way in. He's upset at himself.
Get down. He is firing now. He's got his man hurt. He's staggered with the hook. Berlanga in the corner. Wow, he staggered him again.
He's the same guy who got dropped in sparring with Lubin. So we know his skill base, like we know his skill level and where he's at. And the fact that he went 12 rounds with Canelo, again, aging Canelo, but he still went 12 rounds. You got to give him some credit. And I think Canelo should retire because, again, his power is not as devastating as it used to be. And if he's not going to give us a big fight and go out with a bang, just retire, man.
Yeah, man. I don't want to. I didn't like when everyone was shitting on him when he got dropped. I felt like they overvalued him because of the beginning of his career, right? The beginning of his career, everyone was throwing their hands up. Oh, he's incredible. And I'm like,
hey, we was there for one of his fights.
Yeah.
When he went against Steve Rose, we went to that fight. Yes.
So, yo, let's pump the brakes. And I was just like, let's not over criticize him. Let's not over give him anything. But now I think we have a true evaluation of what he is. My only problem with that fight, his stock rose.
Yeah, it did.
He did okay. Once you saw that you weren't going to be able to outbox him, you have to take more risks to knock him out. I'm tired of people just showing up to the dance. Don't just show up. Try to leave with the baddest bitch. Let's go. Go for the knockout, man. Go for the home run. And he didn't do that. And then I didn't hear no urgency from his corner. They were kind of like, hey, what are you seeing? What are you seeing? Slap him in the fucking face. Hey, go for the knockout. You're losing every fucking round. You're not boxing enough.
Yeah.
If you're not gonna outbox him, you better knock him the fuck out. And let's be honest. You know how hard it is to win a fucking decision against Canelo?
Here, well-anticipated fight at featherweight, and of course on Showtime pay-per-view.
When the fight progresses, if Lara
Also, there's a. Canelo said it would be up to him to make the
to throw punches.
All right, let's bring in.
I have Lara ahead 4 rounds to 2.
Decision that he deserved against Williams, but he probably got a closely contested fight, but the crowd reacting to everything Canelo does. But look, seeing a very effective fight and utilizing that footwork. And our unofficial scorer, defensive ability, giving.
Stop punching for a lot of rounds. 17 to 111 in favor of the winner, Canelo Alvarez.
Beat Jim, a great fight between 2 great middleweights, and it's one that we'd love to see again.
No knockdowns. No knockdowns because they both have proven chins throughout their careers. Harold Letterman, how'd you score the fight?
Okay, Jim, I've got a 116, 112, 8 rounds to 4, Gennady Golovkin.
And Don Trella scores it 114, 114, a 3-way split. This is officially a draw.
Who have scored the fight a draw. 118-110 for Canelo. No, that did not happen. That is fiction.
They barely wanted to give it against Bivol. What is wrong with this kid? You have to tell him it's knockout or go home. That's it. I didn't hear no urgency like the last, I want to say, 5-6 rounds. I'm like, be on his ass. And that was my criticism because I understand he's not that good. I understand his skill level. But you don't have to be that good to land a punch. You got the power, you know.
Right.
I was upset with that, man.
And, you know, the piggyback off of that, there were moments in the fight where, well, several moments in the fight where I'm actually looking at Berlanga and he's in close, you know, high guard in close. And I'm like, don't stand and be in punching bag, throw punches. If you're going to do that technique and that style, you might as well throw. Yeah, he's quicker than you. Yeah, he got more skills than you. But maybe you could get him in the power department. Maybe you can get a good punch in there, but you're not going to get it if you don't throw punches.
Yeah. It's hard for people to sit up here and criticize another man for what they do. It's hard for us to do the job and be fair. But to be fair,
okay,
Berlanga's not a top 10 fighter.
Absolutely.
So when you really look at the sport and really break down what you saw last night, you saw an aging superstar. Aging, he's no longer what he was. He's an old superstar. Fighting a young kid who's just popular. He's not that good. And what you ended up with was a shitty ass fight. Just in my opinion, I mean, they both did better than Berlanga did better than I expected, but I'm ready to turn the page completely on Canelo, man. Let him get out of here. Let him and Danny Garcia, let both of them walk into the retirement home together. Let them go. They can hold hands. I do not. That's it, man. Let the changing of the guards happen.
Okay. That's fair. I have no rebuttal. Again, I do agree. I just, want to give them credit, but, whether we like it or not, whether anybody, hates him, loves him, Canelo is a Hall of Famer. He's going to be. He is. He has an extensive resume. It's just later on his career. If you're a real boxing fan, you just wanted to see a little more, and he didn't give it to us, and it is what it is.